Fractions, addition and subtraction. So we will see how to add and subtract fractions in proper, improper and mixed form. So let's see first example here. We're asked to solve for adding these two fractions and subtracting one. First thing we do for these ones is to find least common multiple known as LCM between all denominators. So 4, 6 and 8 here. Least common multiple LCM is the smallest number in which all these numbers goes into. So a number in which 4 goes into, 6 goes into and 8 also goes into. The smallest number in which all of those three number goes into is 24. If you are not sure how to come up with that number, this procedure you can follow. You can do 4, 6, 8 and then start to divide all these numbers by 2 first. So 4 divided by 2 will be 2, 6 divided by 2 will be 3, 8 divided by 2 will be 4. Next time another 2, so 2 divided by 2, 1, 3 and 2. So divide all of these numbers by 2. Again 2, 1 stays 1, 3 stays 3, 2 divided by 2 will be 1. Now I cannot use 2 anymore, so I'll jump to 3. Divide all of these numbers by 3, so 1, 1, 1. So you follow this procedure until you get all ones. And then LCM, least common multiple, will be multiply all these numbers here. So in our case, 2 times 2 times 2 times 3, which will be 24. Same number as we said earlier. So either follow this procedure or just know which number will have all these three numbers in it, and the smallest possible number is 24. Now that we have LCM, we need to find a number in we have to find a way to make all these denominators become 24, and that will be like this. We can say 3 over 4 times 6 over 6. Why 6? Because 4 times 6 will give us 24. Similarly, 6 will be multiplied by 4 over 4. So whatever we divide by, we have to multiply by same number. And 7 over 8 times 3 over 3. So what we get here is 18 over 24 plus 20 over 24 subtract 21 over 24. Now that we have all common denominators, we add and subtract numerator. So 18 plus 20 minus 21 all over 24. Notice common denominator stays same. Simplifying this, we will get 17 over 24. And then we check, can we reduce this further? We cannot. So that will be our solution. Let's look at the next one. Now in this case, we have a mixed numbers. So we have few ways to do it. One, convert all of this into improper fraction and then solve. Or I think easier way will be to have all of these whole numbers added together and then add fractions separately. So in our case, we will say 2 plus 3 plus 5 giving us 10. And now we'll add fractions. So we'll have 2 over 3 plus 1 over 4 plus 5 over 6. A smallest number in which 3, 4, 6, all of them goes into LCM will be 12. 3 goes into 12, 4 goes into 12, 6 goes into 12. So to make all of them with denominator 12, the first fraction should be multiplied by 4 over 4, the second one with 3 over 3, and the third one with plus, here we will have 5 over 6 multiplied by 2 over 2, giving us 8 over 12 plus 3 over 12 plus 10 over 12. Simplifying this further, we will get 21 over 12, which we can reduce both by 3 to give us 7 over 4. Now 7 over 4 as a mixed fraction, we can write 4. How many 4s can go into 7? That's one of them. Now that we have 4 times 1, which is 4, but we need 7, so remainder is 3. We write it here. So now what we have here is 10 plus 1 and 3/4, which is then 11 and 3/4 as our solution. So we have 11 and 3/4. Okay. Let's see another one then. What if we had subtraction of two numbers like this? What we can do for this one then is, again like the addition we saw earlier, we can subtract the whole parts. So we can do 5 minus 2, which give us 3. But when we do that, we have to be careful that here, this is not enough to subtract 1 over 6. So to be careful with that, what we can do here is, either we do 5 minus 2 make us 3, but then we'll get a negative number when we subtract this. So better choice will be like this. So let's not do this. We can do here is make this 5 become 4 and 15 over 15, because that's one more. So 4 and one more, which is 15 over 15. And then there is another 1 over 15. So what we have so far is 4 and 16 over 15. And now if we have subtract 1 over 6, what we can do is now subtract 4 and 2, giving us 2, and then there will be some fraction. How do we solve for that fraction? It will be like this: 16 over 15 minus 1 over 6. So when we have this, we need common denominator, a smallest number in which 15 goes into and 6 goes into, and that will be 30. LCM here will be 30. So I can say 16 over 15 times 2 over 2 subtract 1 over 6 times 5 over 5. So we get 32 over 30 subtract 5 over 30. So the result here we get is 27 over 30, which then can be reduced by 3 for both of them. So we get 9 over 10. So the result now we have is 2 whole and 9 over 10, and that will be our solution. And this will be one way to solve it. Another possibility what we can do here is convert this both into improper fraction first. So for the first one, 15 times 5 is 75. If you're not sure, you can use your calculator. Plus 1 will give us 76 over 15. Subtract 6 times 2 is 12. Plus 1 is 13 over 6. Least common multiple, LCM, is 30 for both of them. So we can do something like this: 76 over 15 times 2 over 2 minus 13 over 6 times 5 over 5. So for the first one, multiplying these two, we get 252 over 30 subtract 65 over 30. And when we subtract those two numbers, 152 subtract 65, the number we get is 87. So we write 87 here. 87, we write 87 over 30. Now how many 30s can go into 87? So that will be 2 of them, and the remainder will be 27, and then 27 over 30 can be reduced to 9 over 10. Same answer as previous. So either convert them into improper fraction and solve, or you can just take care of the whole part and then the fraction part. Now for the second one here, what we can do is for 8 subtract 3 and 3/8. So if I were to use the first technique I was showing you there, 8, I will write it as 7 and 8 over 8. Why did I choose 8 over 8? Because we already have 8 here, so it's easier to choose 8 over 8. 7 plus 1 will give me 8 back. Subtract 3 and 3 over 8. Subtracting whole parts, 7 minus 3 will give me 4. And subtracting fraction parts, 8 over 8, subtract 3 over 8 will give us 5 over 8. So it's 4 and 5 over 8. If you were to do it other way I was showing you, you can keep 8 as it is. It's 8 over 1. Convert this into improper fraction. 8 times 3, 24, plus 3, 27 over 8. Now 8 over 8, multiply numerator, denominator both with 8. We get 64 over 8. Subtract 27 over 8. 64 subtract 27 will give us 37. So we will get 37 over 8. And putting this into mixed fraction, we can say 8. How many 8s can go into 37? It's 8 times 5, which is 8 times 4 actually. 8 times 5 will be 40. So it will be 8 times 4. 8 times 4 will give us 32 and 5 over 8, because 32, 37. So remainder is 5. Same result either way we do it.